A very good evening to everyone present here. It is truly a matter of immense pride and joy for me to welcome you all to this very insightful 100 online interactive session, which also marks the 75 Leadership Development Program by Corporate Mentor at DSPSR. I extend my heartfelt greetings to our esteemed honorable guest speaker for the day, Mr. Manish Sir, respected Respected Honorable Chairman Professor B.P. Singh Sir in absentia, Honorable Senior Professor Dr. Ajay Kumar Singh Sir, Honorable Director of the College Professor Dr. Mahesh Sharma Sir, respected Registrar Dr. R.S. Singh Sir, respected faculty members and my dear fellow students. I, Chetna, a proud student of BBA batch 2024 to 28 at DSPSR, feel deeply honored to stand before you today. DSPSR has always been committed to academic excellence, industry integration, and holistic student development. And today's session is yet another meaningful step in this direction. To commence this session on an auspicious note, let us now take part in the symbolic ritual of lighting the virtual lamp. This act represents the removal of darkness and the ushering in of wisdom and enlightenment. May this flame of knowledge guide us toward clarity, confidence, and success in the days ahead. Now, I kindly request Arun sir to play the virtual lamp lighting video.
वक्रतुण्ड महाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा शुभं भवतु कल्याणम् आरोग्यं सुखसम्पदा शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तु ते।
It is my great honor to welcome our distinguished speaker for today, Mr. Manish Sir. Sir is a visionary leader in customer experience CX and strategy consulting with over 9 years of specialized expertise in driving customer centric transformation for global enterprises across EMEA, APEC, and the Americas. He currently serves at Bain and Company, one of the world's leading strategy consulting firms, where he anchors the customer experience and strategy center of excellence. Sir has successfully designed and executed customer focused programs and net promoter system NPS strategies that have delivered measurable improvements in satisfaction, loyalty, and growth. His global perspective comes from leading cross-continental programs and prior leadership roles at Incor Capital Group and Fab Hotels. Beyond consulting, Sir is also a certified meditation and life coach with the Art of Living Foundation and has conducted yoga and mindfulness programs for over 1 lakh people worldwide, including corporate bureaucrats, defense personnel, entrepreneurs, and good leaders. He also serves as Honorary Advisor Secretariat International Chapters at the BRICS Chamber of Commerce and Industry, representing India at high-profile summits. Sir, your genre of combining corporate leadership with human transformation is truly inspiring. We are confident that your words will provide us not only with knowledge, but also with the wisdom for our personal and professional growth. On behalf of DSPSR, I warmly welcome you, Mr. Manish sir, and we look forward to learning from your insights today.
Thank you so much, Chetna, for an amazing introduction.
Chitra, you forgot one thing today.
Yes, sir.
Chitra, you forgot one thing today. Today, there are two important occasions. One is the Teachers' Day, and second,
Very
today.
happy teacher.
Hold on. Who is this in between? I'm not finished. Let me finish first. So, one is we have Teachers' Day today, and second, today we are having 100th interaction session, which is a century. And Mr. Manish Dabas happens to be in the pages of history, the 100th speaker of this forum.
Privileged to be.
Have you noticed that, Sukriti?
Yes, sir.
Chetna?
Yes,
So,
sir.
congratulations, Manish, for being with us.
Thank you
You
so
are
much.
written in the history now. जब जब इतिहास में नाम लिया जाएगा इस फोरम का, मनीष दवास को याद किया जाएगा.
Privileged, privileged.
सवा स्पीकर मनीष दवास जी थे हमारे, वो भी टीचर्स डे के दिन. ओवर टू यू, स्वीकृति.
Ms. Chetna,
We are
it is our. May I?
You don't have to ask, Swikriti. Come on. What is your role?
I think Chetna would like to
Sir,
introduce
I
first.
think he was saying something, that's why I was
Chetna has to
taking.
introduce first. Yeah.
yes, sir.
Hmm.
We are equally privileged to have as our moderator today, Ms. Swikriti Thakur, a dedicated BBA student batch 2025 to 29 at DSPSR. She is a motivated learner with strong skills in communication, adaptability, and analytical thinking. Her presence as today's moderator reflects the spirit of DSPSR, empowering students to engage, lead, and grow through such interactive platforms. On behalf of DSPSR, I warmly welcome you, Ms. Swikriti, and we are delighted to have you moderate today's session.
Thank you so much, Ms. Chetna, for your warm welcome. It is our privilege to welcome you, Mr. Manish Dabas, sir, to our 100th online interactive session. We to us today. I'm certain that you have
Katie, I think
that you
your
have
network is low, so I think
now
maybe you can switch off the video so that it's easier. The network
Yeah,
bandwidth.
your voice is lagging, Smriti. So just put off the studio and speak. Let us see what happens.
We are truly honored to have you with us today. I'm certain that your insights will make this session not only highly engaging for the students, but also enriching for everyone present here to make the session more interactive and beneficial for our students. I would now like to ask you some questions focused on student development, career growth, and opportunities. Shall I, sir?
Sure, sure.
Okay, thank you, sir. So, sir, could you please share your journey with us?
The voice is lagging a bit. I'm unable
Am I
to.
audible?
Yeah, it's cracking in between.
So,
Repeat the question, Smriti.
I'm saying that please share your journey with us. So, now am I audible?
It's cracking a lot in between, unable to hear it.
Sorry, sir, for the issue. Now am I audible?
Yeah, it's better.
So, sir, could you please share your journey with us?
Yeah, yeah. So basically, I'll start from my college days actually. So I have done my computer science engineering from NSIT, which has now turned into NSUT. And I graduated from there in 2016. And during my college days itself, I was fortunate to have done one of the workshops by Art of Living, which kind of paved the path for my future years. So I was too much into academics before that. I was not into extracurriculars, but once I did this program, I ventured into almost all things, which included being representing India in international summits, representing my college into sports, uh, organizing various fests, and also being very good in academics. So that pivot kind of that pivot kind of changed how I was pursuing my entire life, entire journey. And I was fortunate enough to become a part of BRICS International Forum during my college days. And during that exposure, I was able to represent India into BRICS summits across the BRICS nations, then SCO nations, Europe, etc. And I was able to secure a placement into Encore Capital Group, which was into financial services space. I started into the customer experience, customer analytics after my college. Uh, Worked there for around 2.5 years. I had a short startup sprint with Fab Hotels, which was where I was managing the B2B space across India for them. Then I got an opportunity to be part of Bain Company into the customer experience space, and I was able to found one of their centers of excellence. I was in the founding members of the customer experience center of excellence over there, and it's been around 6 years now. I have been leading multiple projects across APEC and EMEA for them, and it has been a wonderful journey so far, which included a variety of things, had all different flavors, including international affairs, including the corporate experience, the meditation experience. And so that is why the journey has been very colorful and very flavorful so far.
Okay, sir. Thank you. So, my next question is, what initially inspired you to specialize in customer experience and strategy consulting?
Yeah. So I had been passionate about bringing change at the highest level since I was in my school days. And what I observed was if you need to bring change at the highest level, you need to prepare the strategy from like top-down approach. And if you need to do that, you have to get into strategy consulting or management consulting. So that is where my interest started. But during my college years, I explored multiple areas. I interned at multiple companies. And during the entire exposure that I was fortunate to be part of, it kind of made the impression and the aim even more clear that yes, this is something where I need to be, where I get an opportunity to shape a lot of things at the higher levels because the top people who are kind of creating the strategies across the industries, they are the ones who are driving changes. And that is something which was really fascinating to me. And while talking about the customer experience space, again, this is something which is very close to my heart. So I always want to see the customer uh, being seen from a lens of like they're the first person and the most important person for any business, for anything that's happening across. So seeing the customers as not just clients but seeing them as the main thing for the uh, entire ecosystem that we have, and how we can improve their experience overall, and tying that up with the economic value. It's not just improving customer experience. When we improve the customer experience, it very directly impacts the economics and the business for the companies, because a happy customer kind of stays loyal to the company for a longer duration of time. He or she has higher share of wallet with the company, and he or she has a less attrition rate also. So keeping all these things in mind, it's very important to have a very good customer experience, because in a way it's a win-win situation for both the customers and for the companies. So these two things kind of made me dive into the customer experience and strategy consulting space.
Okay, sir. So, my next question is, uh, you have worked across EMEA, APAC, and the Americas. How do cultural differences impact customer experience strategies?
Yeah, good question. Uh, so if you kind of observe, there are like different types of cultural backgrounds of different countries, and the way the customers behave in India is very different of how probably they'll behave in Europe and how they behave in Americas. So that is why when we talk about the customer experience, there are a couple of points. One is there are a few very generic things which needs to be made right across all countries. If I talk about few things, every customer, whether the person is in India or in Americas or in Europe, wants his or her resolution to get resolved in lesser amount of time. The turnaround time, they expect it to be very low. So this is something which is very generic, and then they'll want good communication happening with the customer support team. They also expect less amount of conflicts happening in the entire customer journeys. So there are few things which are generic across the regions and across the geographies. At the same time, there are few customized and personalized things which are very region specific. So in India, if someone would want rewards, awards and rewards for certain things which may go wrong at the client's end, it can differ in areas like Europe and Americas. So when we talk about customer experience, it's a mixture of both some generic customer experiences, what needs to be improved, and few personalized and customized customer experiences which are at times geographic centric and at times also industry specific. So it's a fine balance and fine mixture of both the things.
Okay, sir. Sir, what are some of the biggest challenges organizations face when shifting to a customer-centric approach?
Yeah. So the first and foremost challenge that the companies face when they kind of want to dive from the perspective of customer experience space is there's a lot of resistance in the sense that companies feel that it's an additional cost or an additional burden on them to kind of improve the customer experience, and it might lead to incurring losses for the companies. So to make them understand that it's not that they're incurring losses or having an additional cost burden on themselves is the first and foremost challenge. They need to be made to understand that it's a win-win situation for both of them, whether it's customers or the clients, because as I told previously, a happy customer, a person who's having a good customer experience, will in a way spend more money on those products of the companies, will stay for a longer duration, and will also refer many more people to the same company for the products that they're using. So a higher share of wallet, a higher referral rate, and also higher retention rate. When all these three things are combined and the companies are shown the economic benefits of this, then that challenge or that resistance which comes from the clients or companies at the first place is kind of taken care of. Then second challenge that comes is around how to integrate different data points to understand the main pain points for the customers. Lot of companies are not able to map the entire customer journeys, understand the pain points, and also have a streamlined and integrated data system in place which is capturing the journey of the customer end to end to understand where the intervention have to be made. And once that is identified, then the next step is finding the solutions for those pain points. But the first step of kind of identifying those pain points itself requires a lot of integration across different data platforms, their systems, their processes, their departments, the in-house data that they generate, the out-of-house data, which is like if some client is kind of integrating multiple systems, whether it's Salesforce or other things. So integrating all those things, all those softwares, all those tools into one place, and then kind of making sense out of data to understand those pain points is another thing.
Yes. Okay, sir. So my next question is, could you explain how Net Promoter System truly helps in driving customer loyalty?
Yeah, yeah. So basically, when the first point is around, are we capturing the entire customer journey properly or not? So
Yes,
to
sir.
capture that, we need to have a system in place, which is kind of having a 360-degree view of what a customer is going through. I'll just talk about a small example. If we talk about the banking industry, if I go to a bank to open an account, and once the account is opened, there are multiple things that I can do in the banking ecosystem. I can make a transaction, I can withdraw some amount, I can add a beneficiary, I can raise a complaint. So there are multiple things that are involved. So if we break my entire banking journey into sub journeys, it becomes easier for us to understand what all different things are involved end to end, and what journeys, what sub journeys are working fine, and what sub journeys require some intervention in order to improve the experience for the customer. So when we talk about the net promoter system, it is a holistic view that we kind of present, and we are able to see from a 360-degree angle perspective uh, what products are doing good, what journeys are doing good, uh, how are we compare, how are we functioning in certain parameters as compared to our competitors, so that competitor benchmarking also comes into place. So there are a lot of insights that we are able to gather from the entire net promoter system, and we are obviously able to identify and resolve and work upon redesigning various customer journeys which require intervention if we are able to secure and have a very streamlined data system in place, a very streamlined insight system in place. So all this comes in very handy if we have a good net promoter system, and through that we are able to judge and work upon the customer loyalty. Customer loyalty, it depends on how we are able to get services in the right manner. Whatever services we expect, are we getting it in the best possible manner? Are we getting all the digitalized tools, or are there too much human interventions? So all those things are kind of taken care of. The customer loyalty is like directly, it's very much dependent on if we have a net promoter system in place or not.
Okay, sir. So my next question is that how do tools like Medallia and Qualtrics transform the way companies measure customer satisfaction?
Yeah, yeah. So these are the tools and the services which are provided, which are uh, at the backbone, at the stage of providing the entire front-end customer experience. So as I was talking about the Net Promoter System, so what tools or what softwares will be used at the back end to have a very robust system in place, which is being which is capturing the end-to-end episodes which are happening across the products, across the companies, in fact. So at times, what we need to do, we need to run a multi-industry and multi-geography survey and multi-company survey in order to uh, facilitate the clients and help them benchmark themselves. Where do they stand when some certain services are talked about? Where they stand across different products that they're offering to customers? Inside the customer journeys, how are they placed? Where the customers feel that they're doing good, where they feel they have a scope of improvement. So all those benchmarking when it needs to be done, the net promoter system when it needs to be built, that needs some backbone, the back support, and that is where the Qualtrics and Medallia and other firms come into picture. And these companies and these services are very much essential whenever we talk about customer experience and the surrounding areas.
Okay, sir. So at Brain, you anchor the customer experience and strategy center of excellence. Okay. So what does that role involve on a day-to-day basis?
Yeah. So suppose Bain has a client who wants to what happens in the initial stages, a client approaches Bain or Bain approaches a client of the problem statement which is right in front of the eyes. Uh, suppose they want to anchor upon a customer redesigning part or a customer transformation designing part in order to improve their sales or in order to improve their overall profitability or improve their share of wallet or share of market. So the stage one starts with this. The stage two starts with identifying and deep diving into the problem. So when we deep dive into the problem, it involves identifying the requirements, the data requirements, the gathering of different types of insights. It can either happen through the data, it can either or happen through interviews of the clients, it can happen through subject matter experts, it can happen to secondary research. So all these gathering of different types of information around happens as a next step. And once all these informations are in place, they are made to talk with each other uh, in order to understand what is the actual problem and what can be the possible solutions or the approaches to tackle the existing problem. So in step three, we are making sense out of all the information that we have integrated with each other, and we are in the process of identifying few proposed solutions across multiple parameters. And once this stage happens, there are multiple iterations and multiple to and fro with the client, where our answer first is kind of presented to them, and then we have a to and fro conversation on what they feel about it, and then we, in case we require some add-on data points in order to support or validate our hypothesis, those are kind of sourced in. And overall, this kind of goes across multiple iterations till the time we are able to conclude with a right solution to that problem. And then it's kind of implemented across phases. So there will be a test pilot which will be run, then a few months the test pilot will be running, then the phase two will happen for a few months, phase three will happen for the few months. And in this entire journey, a lot of change management is also required. So a lot of changes are happening inside the organization, and it is also impacting the employees inside the organization. So we also need to take into picture and fine tune all these very small granular details, where we are also kind of keeping employees in loop. We are winning the employees trust also in the entire change management process. So that is also a very critical part of the entire journey.
Okay, sir. Sir, my next question is, what do you believe are the top three qualities needed to succeed in strategy consulting today?
Top three qualities.
Yeah.
Okay. I would say first is there has to be the subject matter expertise. Whatever strategy consulting that you're doing, you need to know and understand the inner intricacies which are involved. If it's a certain industry, if it's a certain capability, it's very important to know the intricacies of the subject that you're kind of working on. So the domain specific knowledge is important. The second is the presentation and communication aspect. Because if you have certain subject matter expertise, but you are not able to communicate and present it properly to the leadership, to the client, then whatever subject matter expertise you have gained doesn't hold great value. Because at the end of the day, you need to take approvals, you need to take in buy-ins from the leaders, from the clients in order to execute your strategy. So I would rate it as the second pillar or second quality that one needs. The third, I would say, is understanding and finding the right balance between. So basically, strategy requires you to uh, think from customer perspective, think from employee perspective, think from shareholder perspective. It requires you to be a very broad-minded and a holistic-minded person. So that balance or that holisticness is the third quality I would say that is very important.
Okay, sir. Thank you. And my next question is, can you share an example of a customer experience transformation project that had a significant impact on a client's growth?
Yeah, surely. So we had a American bank which kind of reached out to us, and they had a issue of uh, basically declining revenues years on year. So the problem of declining revenues uh, for that banking client was kind of getting to a place where uh, it was becoming dangerous. So that is when we kind of stepped in, and so the problem statement, when you look at it, look at it, the face value, you would think that its revenues are declining. There can be multiple factors which are kind of uh, affecting the revenues. So we also kind of analyzed multiple factors, and there was an interdisciplinary team kind of involved in analyzing end-to-end details of what is it which is resulting into the declining revenues. And the teams were looking at it from different angles, but when we kind of conversed and concluded all our analysis, it came out that the bank is kind of not keeping up to the date with the digitalization trend, which is kind of happening across the world. So this digitalization thing is kind of making the customers opt for more digitalized banks out there in the market, the new age banks. And that is what is resulting in dropping clientele and dropping revenues for that bank. And when this was kind of analyzed, the entire roadmap was prepared of how this customer journey transformation can be made, what all possible things uh, can be introduced to improve their experience when they're communicating with the bank, how it can be digitalized in the phase manner. So it was a very big client and very big bank. So you cannot create those changes in a month or in a quarter. It has to be done in a phased wise manner. So entire ecosystem, entire system architecture, there's a lot of things that need to be changed when you are kind of uh, creating a transformation from more humanized way of banking to more digitalized way of banking. So this entire thing was kind of studied, researched upon, analyzed, and they were presented with a proper plan of action. And once this was kind of carried out across like 1.5, 2 years, the phased manner plan was executed across 1.5, 2 years. The banking client kind of showed the revenue stabilizing initially, and then they started growing at a CAGR rate of 7%. And that was kind of a big thing for that client at that moment, because it was just in the declining phase, and that trend line kind of reversed after this end-to-end transformation that we made for them.
Okay, sir. So, my next question is, in today's digital era, How has technology reshaped customer expectations?
Yeah. So, like it's a very big change if you say in this digital era. A lot of things are kind of moving to digitalized space. They're moving to the artificial intelligence space, and a lot of new things are coming up. Lot of customer personalization is coming up. So it's very important to kind of keep up to speed with all these changes or all these uh, innovations that are happening around us, whether it's blockchain, whether it's AI, machine learning, digitalization. All these things are changing the customer experience end to end. The things which had to be executed, a smaller thing. So if we kind of take an example of I'm flying in an airline, I'm flying, suppose using XYZ service for flying from Delhi to Bangalore. uh,
Yes.
it used to involve a lot of human intervention earlier, but now a lot of things are being uh, used through the AI. There are AI chatbots. If I need to uh, raise any query, raise any complaint, find an answer to any question, I can simply type my thing into the chatbot and it will revert me back with the solution for that. So all these things, if they are not implemented at the right time, at the right speed, then it's something which will uh, make the company stand as a laggard, not as a leader. So it's very crucial to involve and kind of integrate all these things into our normal day-to-day businesses in order to reap the benefits of these things.
Okay, sir. Sir, my question is that do you think AI and automation can replace human empathy in customer service?
So, see, AI and automation and everything. A similar thing was kind of rumored around when all these computer systems were coming up, internet was coming up around the 2000 era, and we had rumors of that there'll be huge amount of job losses and everything. But what ultimately happened was different types of jobs moved to another different types of jobs. And similar thing will happen now with all these AI and automations coming up. It's just about upskilling ourselves into the right skill set, because even if automation needs to be done or if AI needs to be used in certain aspects, you need someone to do that for you. All it is replacing certain jobs, but it is also bringing in more opportunities. With AI and automation in place, there is like huge plethora of opportunities out there in open. There are a lot of startups coming up which are into this space, and using this we are kind of and integrating them with other technologies like quantum computing, blockchain, space tech, and so many newer technologies. There are a lot of newer avenues opening up. So it's not like it will kind of replace humans in this customer experience space or something like that. It is just basically changing from one type of job to a newer, different dimension of jobs. I see like that.
Okay, sir. Uh, so, what role does data-driven decision making play in ensuring successful customer experiences strategies?
Yeah. So data-driven decisions are like the thing in the town, and that is why it's very important to capture and make sense out of data in the right manner. If you need to create a strategy, how will you do that? You need to have some data points in front of you to
Yes.
analyze. Okay, this is how it is happening, and this is where if we change, if XYZ process is happening this way, if we kind of change or tweak that strategy to work in a different dimension, then what will be the changes in the overall outcome of the company? How will the economics impact? how will the shareholder value impact? So all those modeling, all those economics, all those finances, everything is kind of dependent on data. So that is at the core of everything, and it's important to have a system in place which is capturing the right type of data for you and also storing it in the right manner, which is kind of easy to analyze, easy to create sense out of it. So it's very important.
Okay, sir. So my next question is that how do you approach project management under tight timelines when leading global initiatives?
Yeah, yeah. So project management kind of involves breaking down the entire journey into sub pieces. And when you're creating those sub pieces, they have to be in a manner where you are leveraging the right team for the right task. And you are also kind of understanding the dependencies of certain teams on other teams. So that plan, when it gets created in a manner understanding the geographies, the interdependent teams, and the kind of project timelines that we have. So, and this is a learning curve which happens. So if you are learning any new skill, whether it's trying to learn to ride a bicycle, it doesn't happen in a day. So even in project management, it's a learning curve which is there when you kind of go through multiple projects during a career journey. You understand the nitty-gritties which are involved out there, and you also know of what all edge cases are there, what all exceptions can happen, what all risks can come up across timelines. So those risk mitigation strategies also come up in the entire project plan. So it's a learning curve and it happens with time.
Okay, sir. So, sir, my next question is that you have worked both in corporate and high growth startup environments. So, how do you think that customer experiences challenges differ in these contexts?
Yeah, yeah. So basically, when it's a high growth startup, which is right out there, there are few additional things that are kept in mind or need to be kept in mind, which is there's a uh, lot of performance pressure out there. There are day-to-day targets, there are weekly targets, there are monthly targets. So all those things are slightly different when you kind of work in a corporate setup in a MNC or somewhere else. In startups, you have a funding pressure. You need to deliver week on week growth rate for them, and those things are in a startup. You're always trying to make the best out of uh, every single decisions that you take at a very fast pace. And at times, there's few pros and cons of both actually. When you're kind of wanting a very high growth rate, you at times need to also keep certain risks which kind of come along with that. And while in MNCs and corporates, the fast pace might not be so much there, but that is because you are also keeping risk mitigation strategies in place, and you are kind of taking all nuances, all edge cases in consideration when you're creating an end-to-end plan. While on the vice versa in a startup, you at times kind of have to find that balance of it's a high risk, high reward kind of a system. And it also kind of varies across startups. I would not say it's same across every single startup. It also kind of varies with different types of industries in these startups and geographies as well. So yeah.
Okay, sir. So I would like to ask that what advice would you give to students aspiring to enter consulting or strategy roles?
Yeah. So my advice would be try to have balance between the domain skills and the soft skills that you gather throughout. It is like basically gaining the subject matter expertise of the space you are trying to enter. If you're planning strategy consulting into certain specific industry, it's important to understand that in industry, what are the newer things, newer innovations that are coming up in that space, and at the same time also pay equally importance to the soft skills, how you are going to enhance your communication style, how you are going to enhance your presentation style. So all those things are equally important. You need to prepare something and then you need to pitch it to someone in order to take a buy-in for all the strategies, all the consulting that you're going to do. So be a fine balance when you're kind of approaching the journey and the space of consulting.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. So my next question is that how do you personally stay updated on rapidly evolving customer behavior trends?
So it's basically you need to, there are multiple options to that. Nowadays, there's enough of information sources at the disposal. You have AI with you. So many AI bots are there, which kind of give you very real-time updates on so many different topics. Then you have so many news sources. You have customer experience communities out there. There are different customer experience communities inside India, outside India. You have different networking sessions with them. So all these different things are there to keep you updated on different trends, different innovations, different newer things coming up in this space.
Okay, sir. Sir, what role do you see for India in shaping the future of global customer experience?
So India in the previous years was not able to come up to speed into the certain things which were happening around the world, around the globe. But the newer India is changing very fast. It is kind of taking the leadership role across different things. Whether you see semiconductors, in that space also we are trying to pick our speed. Whether it's artificial intelligence, we are trying to pick up our speed. Whether it's space technology, and you name a thing, and we are kind of trying to pick up speed on whatever years we have lost so far. But whatever speed right now we have, we are sure we'll be able to cover all those things, whether it's 5G, 6G, and also customer experience. So India is definitely going to play a leadership position even in customer experience space. And there are so many different universities now in India who are bringing in this subject they're including that into the curriculum. And it's happening across both UG programs, PG programs, which was not there in the earlier years. So a lot of emphasis is being given now on the subjects which are of utmost importance in these times. And I'm sure that we are going to do very good and stay in the leadership space of customer experience.
So my next question is, what is one misconception organizations often customer experience?
Can you repeat? I think there was some background issue.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I was asking that what is one misconception organization often have about customer experience?
Yeah. One misconception I would say is that customer experience is a costly affair and it kind of doesn't make sense to spend extra additional money on improving customer experience, because why to do that if it's not kind of bringing in incremental money for the company? That's one misconception amongst the companies out there. And this is where customer experience people need to step in and have a data-backed approach in order to make them explain that it's not something where they're incurring losses, but it's actually giving you higher profits if you are kind of doing it in the right manner and the smart manner.
Okay. So, can instance where customer experience transformation directly led to revenue growth of a company?
Can you please repeat?
Sure, sir. I was saying that can you share an instance where customer experience transformation directly led to revenue growth for a company?
Yeah, I just talked about an example of the US banking client, right? The client was facing revenue losses
Yes, sir.
years after years. And that is where we kind of uh, entered into the space and identified that digitalization was hindering the customer experience. Lack of digitalization was hindering the customer experience, and it was in a way uh, leading to a higher attrition rate for the customers for that particular client. And once that was kind of identified and a solution was implemented for that problem, it started a reverse trend, and the revenues, which were kind of having a downward spiral, started the opposite route. It started increasing. So there are multiple use cases and multiple uh, such examples out there across industries, across capabilities, where customer experience transformation have led to increased revenues and increased profits for the companies.
Yes, sir. So my next question is that as a meditation and coach, how to connect mindfulness
Your
with
voice is cracking
leadership?
again. It's not audible properly.
Um, So now am I audible?
Yeah.
So sir, my next question is that as a meditation and life coach, how do you connect mindfulness with leadership and business excellence?
Yeah. So business excellence is something which happens when the mind is not stressed out. The mind is relaxed, mind is calm. And at times there is so much performance pressure from across the board that it's very natural for anyone to get stressed or get overwhelmed by so many moving pieces, so many uh, tight deadlines, timelines, which kind of decreases the efficiency and decreases the quality of output that one strives to deliver. So, mindfulness in this particular space or this particular angle comes in very handy because it kind of takes away all the stress. It relaxes the mind, brings in that clarity, it brings in that stability, which uh, which in a way leads to a better output. It also better efficiency, and all the noise surrounding around you kind of doesn't affect or doesn't bother you so much because the environment and the surrounding things are not so much in our control. The only thing in our control is how we react, how we think, how we act, and that is where we can act upon. And if we are meditating, if we are indulging into mindfulness activities, we are able to calm down ourselves, stabilize ourselves, which in a way is improving our efficiency and quality of output and also leading to business excellence. So it's very much important to pay heed, give some time, squeeze out some time for these things in order to uh, be really efficient and high on quality.
Okay, sir. So my next question is that as an honorary advisor at BRICS, how do you see international collaboration benefiting young leaders?
Yeah. So, international collaborations, when they happen, you get to observe and learn from best practices being followed across different countries and geographies. So, these international collaborations are a way to open up horizons, broaden the mind, and think out of box. Uh, at the level of student, it gives so much of exposure, and we are able to learn from each other. Uh, when we are learning from each other, the speed of our learning, speed of our journey that is happening, it becomes multifold. And all these international collaborations, if they are done in a right manner, they bring in growth opportunities for both sides. And in a way, it's very good for us to also understand and empathize with each other across the borders, so that we are able to bond as a one world family. When that bonding, when that empathy, and when that feeling of one world family comes in, that is where all these wars which are being happening across the board, these are kind of uh, taken care of, and these things kind of reduce a lot. So if at the level of student only, if these international collaborations take place, we develop a bonding, we develop a healthy family system and healthy family environment across the borders. And it's a very important way of uh, aiming towards that one world family that we as India have always strived to aim for.
Okay, sir. So, sir, my next question is that what's one personal mantra that has guided you through challenges in your professional and personal life?
This one personal mantra, I would say, not being overwhelmed with situations. Whatever the situation is, not taking it very heavily on the head, because the situations will have ups and downs. There will be multiple tough situations also happening in the life. But if we feel very overwhelmed, or if those situations or problems become a burden on ourselves, then it's very difficult to take decisions and uh, navigate our way uh, through them. So, not getting overwhelmed, not taking so much burden of those situations, but taking them as a part of life, taking them as a part of journey. Just because if you look back at life, no matter how big a problem was, no matter how big the trouble looked like, we have been able to come out of it. So when we think from this lens, when we see our past, then a lot of stability, a lot of centeredness seeps inside. And that is something which really helps me throughout. And this is my go-to personal mantra, I would say.
Okay, sir. So, sir, this is my last question that if you could give one piece of advice to the students of DSPSR for excelling in both career and life, what would it be?
I would say get into meditation, get into mindfulness, because if you have the clarity of mind, so what meditation and mindfulness does is it gives you clarity of mind, it gives you sincerity in action, and it gives you purity in heart. All these three things are going to help you succeed in career, succeed, make you successful in the professional journey, and all other things, all remaining things are kind of taken care of if you are stabilized, if you have clarity, if you have the right decision making sense, and also you have the right intuitive ability. So, intuition and intuitive ability are also a byproduct of mindfulness. And at times there are so many decisions which need to be taken intuitively. You have so many options in front of you. What will you do? You'll be so confused. Should I do this, that time your intuition, the intuitive ability guides you, creates a path for you. And I would say, if you haven't tried it so far, just give it a shot and make it a part of your life. And these days it's becoming a fad, like celebrities, corporates, governments, everyone is kind of making it as a part of routine in their life. It's becoming something which is readily available at every sphere of life.
Okay, thank you. If anybody wants to ask any question, they may continue.
Manish, it seems that you are inspired from Art of Living.
Yeah, absolutely, sir. So they're like as I mentioned, the meditation space is something which has really helped me in the entire journey. And this is something which so there are a lot of meditations which are out there on YouTube. There are so many apps, there are so many organizations, but it's very important to get the right guidance and the right path when we venture into this space. And that is what Art of Living provided to me. And I'm really fortunate to have that path, where, because if it's done in a right manner, there are a lot of benefits that come in return. So yeah.
Yeah, I could guess when you said purity of heart, clarity of mind, and sincerity in action, because that is what we use in Art of Living.
Yeah, definitely.
Mm. So I could get from there.
Yeah.
Good to know that. Now, anybody else having any question, you can unmute and ask any questions that you have. Anyone? We are planning to have one course of Yes Plus for the college students sometime from now.
Wow, that's amazing to hear.
So they would be more inspired listening to you on this.
Surely, surely.
So if there is no more questions, we can go for vote of thanks.
Hello, Chetna.
Yes,
Chetna,
sir.
please give vote of thanks.
You can put your video on if there is no connectivity issue. Chetna.
Hello, Chetna.
You have to unmute yourself. चेतना का लगता है वो को होस्ट वाला तो नहीं इशू हो गया. Just check. I don't think she is a co-host.
Host is Chetna.
No, she is not. You should. Now she is. Now she is.
Chetna.
There is some issue.
I think she left.
There was some issue. She was not able to unmute. Just see if she joins back. In the meantime, I would like to say thanks from my side, Manish, Dabas, for sharing your expertise. Krishna has raised the hand. Krishna. Who raised the hand? Somebody raised the hand.
Yes, Krishna. Unmute yourself.
Sir, good evening.
Good evening, Director Saab. Good evening.
Good evening, sir. Happy Teachers Day.
Thank you. Happy Teachers' Day to all of you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. And Mr. Manish Dabas, thank you so much for accepting our offer, accepting our offer to be keynote speaker in today's evening interactive session. And on behalf of all the DSPSR family members, I thank you with the deepest core of my heart. And I want you as a keynote speaker again, but in a physical mode in our college.
Surely, sir. Privileged to.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, Manish. Thank you very much. We can
Thank you so
close. We can close now. Director Saab has done
Thank
the
you.
vote of thanks.